For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice.
And Tupac's a legend. Like I said, Tupac wasn't born, he was sent to us.
In the latest celebrity news sensation, it seems Suge Knight, the rap kingpin, might be plotting an early exit from his prison confines. Fresh gossip emerges that Knight could be using juicy intel about Tupac Shakur's tragic assassination as his golden ticket to freedom. So, where does this tale unravel? Keffe D and Knight aren't just reminiscent of gridiron glory days. With Keefe D's shock arrest over Tupac's demise, Knight's name is once again illuminated in neon letters. Yet, the rap mogul talking to TMZ live from his California detention center insisted...
Surprise, number one, because I didn't think Keefe D would never get arrested.
Given their shared history on the power football field, as Knight emphasized, let's get one thing straight first and foremost. You know me and Keefe D played on the same power football team. It's intriguing to see where loyalties lie. Remember, Knight was with Shakur on that fateful Las Vegas evening, with the ambush, leaving the rap legend dead and Knight injured. Presently, Knight is serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter, maintaining his silence on Keefe D's possible role in that night's events.
If he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement with anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
Well, Knight's recent remarks about potential legal oversights. I'm trying to be a lawyer, but I got paperwork to indicate a lot of stuff that haven't been done even since a year ago have caused quite a stir. It's clear there's more beneath the surface. Some insiders are even theorizing that Knight, being the shrewd player he is, might utilize his knowledge of Tupac's assassination to negotiate his release. But let's take a look at the most recent news surrounding Suge. The former Death Row Records titan has once again stepped into the limelight, not with music, but with statements that could have significant legal ramifications. In a recent conversation with Al Hip Hop, Knight made clear his feelings that he's been unjustly treated. He specifically accused a judge of obstructing his right to self-representation during his 2018 trial. Recounting the past, Knight noted, "I was pressured into a plea deal following the 2015 incident. This incident tragically led to the death of Terry Carter and left filmmaker Clee Sloan injured." Delving deeper, Knight voiced his grievances. The system's misstep isn't something you can gloss over. They have two choices now: release me or restart my trial. Further underscoring his sentiments, he commented, "I did expect some jail time, but after 9 long years, it feels like I've more than served my time." However, it's not just his recent legal woes that have thrown Knight into the fray. For decades, the shadow of the September 7, 1996, shooting that took the life of rap icon Tupac Shakur has loomed large. That night, Shakur and Knight were in the same car when a hail of bullets struck them. This event has remained a 27-year-old enigma, with Knight re-emerging as a key figure who could potentially unlock some of the mysteries surrounding Shakur's demise.
It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today.
A recent twist in this enduring saga was a hint dropped by Knight's legal counsel this past August, suggesting that he might testify in the Shakur case, particularly if a search at Keffe's residence provided incriminating evidence. Yet, in a sudden turn of events following Keffe's arrest, Knight firmly told TMZ had no intentions of testifying against him.
I'm not going to get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
We've since learned that both Knight and Keefe D, also known as Davis, had deeper ties, tracing back to their Pop Warner football days. The sudden shift in Knight's stance sparked widespread speculation. Given his proximity to Shakur on the night of the shooting and his deep insight into the rap world, it's believed that he's in a position to unravel the truth behind Shakur's demise.
You will not comply. You will not testify. Do I have that right?
1,000%. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify. None of that.
Adding another layer to this story, recent reports by the U.S. Sun suggest that Las Vegas police have discreetly approached Knight to gain his cooperation in their investigation against Keefe D. An insider shared, Suge was essentially at ground zero during the crime, making him a prime witness. However, relying on Knight as a key witness isn't straightforward given his tumultuous history and courtroom behavior. Still, he remains a potentially valuable asset in the Diaz case against Keefe D. The narrative deepens with the input of Greg Kading, a retired lapped detective who, in his tenure, was knee-deep in the Shakur and Biggie assassination investigations. In fact, Kading wasn't just any detective on the case. He was the lead detective of an interagency task force launched back in 2006, squarely aimed at Biggie's 1997 assassination. The subsequent book he authored, Murder Rap, the untold story of the Biggie Smalls Tupac Shakur murder investigations, sets the foundation for his theory. In this text, he pointedly states that Shakur was killed by Southside Compton Crip Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. The murder weapon, Kading believes, was handed to Anderson by his uncle, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis.
As they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle.
Kading's insights gain more weight when considering the fact that Davis, the lone remaining suspect in this entire saga who still breathes, has found himself in the unenviable position of being charged with the murder of the iconic rapper. A full 27 years it took for an arrest to be made in Tupac's assassination. And it's Kading's belief that a significant portion of the blame for this delay lies at the feet of none other than Suge Knight. In a candid conversation with Rolling Stone, Kading firmly remarked, if there's anybody in the world to blame for this taking 27 years to solve, it's Suge Knight, highlighting the critical moment when Knight was at the epicenter of the crime. Kading said, he knew the moment it happened who did it. Despite the direct line of sight and the vantage point Knight had, he refrained from sharing any relevant details with the Las Vegas pub. Kading's frustration was palpable as he stated, and all Suge had to do when Las Vegas Pod asked him to come in and sit down for an interview. All he had to do was say, they pulled up alongside. I looked right across the car. I saw Keffe D in the front seat. That's all he had to say. I saw Keffe D. Such a seemingly simple statement, according to Kading, could have been a game changer in how the investigation progressed. However, Kading isn't just tossing accusations. He's laying out a sequence of events backed by evidence. He recalls Knight's reluctance to cast aspersions on Davis, even though he was literally right beside Shakur when he was fatally shot. Kading's exasperation is evident. There's nobody else who could have helped more than him, and he didn't, because evidently, his reputation was more important than Tupac's life. It's a damning indictment of Knight, suggesting that the mogul's silence wasn't just about self-preservation, but possibly even darker motives.
One of the most important things, in my opinion, is we need to make this be a reminder that the charge of murder does not have a statute of limitations.
Now, the circle completes itself with Keffe D's scheduled court appearance for his arraignment. The chessboard has all the pieces, but how they move, and who finally gets to say, checkmate, remains to be seen. As the world watches and waits, the hope is that the veil of mystery shrouding Tupac's untimely demise will finally be lifted. The world of celebrity news, much like a cauldron, is perpetually boiling over with speculations, opinions, and whispered corners of intrigue. As we sift through this quagmire, it's the comments from you, the fans, that often shine the brightest spotlight on the heart of the matter. One observant fan remarked, the truth will set you free. Suge knows more than he is saying. Tupac's family deserves justice. This sentiment echoes a broad consensus, suggesting that Suge Knight holds the key to untangling the webs of secrecy surrounding Tupac's death. His proximity to the crime and his subsequent silence have certainly ignited the flames of suspicion. Another voice from the crowd noted the fact that everyone knew Keffe D had something to do with it, but Sudway never retaliated. Tells you a lot. This particular comment paints a revealing picture, doesn't it? It implies a possible unwritten code of conduct in the rap world, where loyalty might sometimes overshadow even the most heinous acts. Such dynamics further complicate an already intricate narrative. Yet, not everyone is convinced of Knight's ulterior motives. One fan mused, Suge is just protecting himself. A guy like Suge, labeled a rat in prison, is a dead man. This statement underscores the perils Knight faces inside his prison walls. When silence might be the only shield against retribution, one can understand the mogul's reluctance to divulge sensitive details. As the same fan wisely adds, needless to say, choose your friends and business associates wisely. Leave the street life to those who don't care about their own life, family, friends, and loved ones. This poignant reminder underscores the high stakes of a life mired in controversies and street politics. As the dust continues to settle, and as Knight and Keffe D play their respective hands, these diverse fan opinions reflect the multifaceted nature of celebrity gossip. It's a world where the lines between truth, speculation, and conspiracy blur. While each comment offers a unique perspective, they collectively emphasize one underlying reality. The world yearns for the truth and for justice to prevail in Tupac's haunting legacy and into the decades-long mystery. What does Suge Knight truly know about Tupac's tragic night? Is he the gatekeeper of secrets, or just another piece in the intricate rap industry puzzle? Do you think Knight has the answers to the lingering questions about Tupac's demise? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this riveting exploration of celebrity intrigue. Until next time, stay curious and engaged.